mantra helps to clear away negative influences. Basically, it means like death. So it's like that perfect balance. And Yogi Bhajan only lectured on it once. So it's one that if you like it and you want to just deal with it, it's going to help to take away any kind of negative energy that might be. We'll start at 6, 5-ish. Give people a chance to hop on. Minutes, and make sure you have your journals handy and a pen, and that you're in a comfortable place to do some meditation. City call, call, city call, and just give yourself permission to be present during this time together. Give it about 1 more minute before we issue your journal and your pen handy and you're comfortable, ready to meditate. I'm going to give it 1 more minute. City call, city call, Okay, welcome back to the Sunday Smile Club. I am so happy we're all here on a mission to create the weeks that we want to have. And that doesn't mean we're not going to have challenges that arise. That's part of being a human being. But it means that we can at least infuse our weeks with some intention and set the tone for how we want to enter into the next 7 days. And you can either let life happen to you, or you can choose to show up for things like this, choose to have a daily meditation practice or some kind of spiritual practice so that you are directing your energy the way that you want it to go. And so today I thought we'd talk about a very basic teaching, which is thought forms. So thoughts are actually energetic, tangible things. And we think in a blink of an eye about 1,000 thoughts. And so what happens is our minds become so crowded with all of these thoughts. Our subconscious mind gets very heavy, it gets very dense, and it can go millions and millions of miles in all directions. So if we don't do something like a meditation practice or something on a daily basis to clear those thought forms out, your mind starts to stink. This is a very basic teaching of Kundalini yoga. And so what we can start to do, and what I want you to take into your week, is to remember that a thought form isn't you. And though it can feel very invasive, it is really just an energy that you are more powerful than always, no matter what. And if you have the right tools to work on these thought forms, then they can and they will dissipate. And so what's interesting is a lot of us have key thought forms that we've carried through our lives from childhood, or even sometimes that we've taken on from our parents, or even if there's like a more current issue in our life that we're facing, they live in your aura in a specific space. So if you really tune in, you can be like, okay, maybe it's like for me, maybe it's like career. Well, it's like right here. Like I can feel that it's right here. And if you can start to pay attention to, okay, every time I feel depressed, it's like right here. Or every time I'm like worried about my family, it's kind of like over here. Maybe it's kind of like close to the gut, or money stuff is in my stomach. So once you start to relate to these thoughts less as these intrusive energies that like almost overtake you, you can say, oh, these are just things that are part of my experience that are energy clusters, if you will. And one of the best things you can do with thought forms is to chant a mantra at them. The other thing is to play a gong. So one thing you can do is whenever you notice that thought form, whether it's in your meditation practice or just day-to-day life, you begin chanting in your head. You don't have to be doing this out loud. One of my favorite ones is Satnam. Satnam. It rhymes with but mom. And it means I am truth. Truth is my essence. And this is one that you can just chant, like Satnam, 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 Satnam. And it seems like such a simple thing, but what we need to remember is thoughts are sound and mantras are sound. And these mantras, because they're so sacred, they're so ancient, they're so powerful, they are always of a higher frequency than the thought form. And so if you on a deliberate conscious basis chant at the thought form, it can't help but change. The other thing is to play a gong. And I know we don't all have gongs. I know Sammy has some awesome sound bowls, but one practice we did when I was in my Kundalini teacher training is we had a practice where we were learning about the gong, and this will kind of tell you how the mantras work as well. So we had to think of a thought, like kind of a thought that was bothering us on a daily basis, and then they played the gong, and we thought of the same thought, and you could literally see the thought form. It couldn't hold together. Like it was just fragmented. Like the vision of the thought form and the sensation of the thought form couldn't hold strong. And so the same thing works with the mantras. Mantra, gong, these are two different things that you can use to overcome these thought forms. And the thought forms are what create this idea of the Sunday scaries, or this idea of any anxiety in our life, or any kind of feeling in our life that where things are unsettled. It's all thought forms. It always comes back to thought forms. And I think if you can remember that you are a spiritual being that is bigger than the thought form, and you can remember this mantra practice or playing the gong, I definitely recommend Gong by White Sun. You don't want to just play any old gong. These are different practices that you can use, and you will notice over time that the thought dissipates. And the way and the speed at which the thought forms shift and change depends on the strength of the thought form. Some people, they get really into this, and the thought form it can kind of disappear rather quickly. Other thought forms take a lot more time. So, but I believe that if you do this work consistently, and even just showing up on Sundays, whatever level you're able to commit to, your relationship with your thoughts has to change. And that's what I want you to go into this week with, this exact teaching, is just being aware that you have thought forms, but you're not your thought forms, and that you can use vibration or sound to change them, to dissipate them. And that is a tool that you can always have in your toolkit. Okay, so we are going to tune in. We're going to do a very simple meditation, kind of the most basic meditation in Kundalini yoga. And then I have two very juicy journaling prompts for us today, okay? All right, I'm so grateful we're all here. Let's get ready to meditate. If you're on a chair, I do suggest legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor. Otherwise, cross-legged position. Try not to be leaning back against anything, but let your spine lift you up. Okay, rub your palms together, create a little bit of heat. And then thumbs into the sternum, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Eyes closed, focus on the third eye between the eyebrows. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Inhale, sit up tall. Press the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Focus third eye. Feel yourself bright, white, radiant. Exhale. Mantra of protection, inhale. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Inhale, sit up tall. Feel yourself protected by 4 pillars of white light. So safe, so supported, so loved. Exhale. Okay, hands in Gyan Mudra, thumb and pointer finger together, and just place them on your knees, okay, with the palms up. And again, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Close your eyes. And this is really simple. You're going to inhale and mentally chant Sat. Exhale. Mentally chant Nam, and that's all you're doing. You're breathing in and out of the nose, in and out of the nose. The eyes are closed. They're focused on the third eye center. And as you inhale, you mentally chant Sat. And as you exhale, you mentally chant Nam. And this means I am truth. And now if you notice a thought form coming up, or you kind of even feel it around you in your space or in your body, you can direct that mantra more specifically at that area. And now the mind will wander. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to think. So just come back to the mantra. That's the discipline here, is you just keep coming back to the mantra. Try to extend your breath with each repetition. Make the breath a little deeper, a little fuller. Really good for psychic and math. So if you're one, some of us are really sensitive and angels and spirits, things like that. But if you're kind of playing between worlds, you also have the ability to be attacked by kind of psychic forces. And so this is one that's good to play in your home, or if you're ever just kind of feeling like, oh, I'm taking on some thoughts that aren't my own, or I feel like I'm taking a lot of energy on that might be good mantra. And if you ever resonate with a mantra, you can always let me know. I'm happy to listen to anything that deeper into the meditation, go deeper into the mantra. And now you have an experience of the gong. This is a gong track, and you can see if you can notice those platforms dissipating as you continue to chant Sat Nam. Inhale, Sat, exhale. Inhale deeply, hold your breath in. Focus third eye, get very present. Exhale. Inhale deeply, hold the breath, and at your third eye, envision yourself this week doing something that you know you need to do, or maybe it's just generally you working and feeling positive, or maybe it's you in a situation where you just feel really good, or you're getting something done that needs to get done. And when you're ready, exhale. One more deep breath in, hold the breath, and again, vision yourself Be there now. You this week, so positive, so elevated, so connected, relieved, whatever it is, let that feeling be yours. Be there. Exhale. And just carefully begin to come back into the room. Open your eyes. All right. You all went nice and deep. I love it. Okay. Grab your notebook and pen. And I think it's always nice to journal after we meditate because you're in more of an elevated state. So we're going to start real simple. Journal your intention for the week. And another way that you could write this or answer this question is, what energy do you want to carry into the week? So what's your intention for the week / what kind of energy do you want to carry into the week? And I always recommend writing these things in either the present or even the past tense. So you can either write it like, I am working with peace of mind, or you can say, this past week of October 3rd through October 10th was so great. Everything went so well. So I would choose one of those. Don't go, I will. Either I am or it went. So either it's happening in the present, or it already happened and it went really well. I'll give it about 1 more minute. And if you ever feel like there isn't enough time on these calls, I'm trying to keep it under, well, I am going to keep it under 30 minutes. You can always add on after the call ends. So if you're inspired or some great idea comes to you in one of these sessions, I always encourage you to come back to it. Okay. All right. So the second question is, what will you remind yourself of if / when the week becomes difficult? What will you remind yourself of if / when the week becomes difficult? And this I would write in the you form, like a message to yourself. It's like a message from your higher self, or this calm, peaceful state that you're in right now, to the you that might be struggling. You are doing a great job, in that type of format. And then always no pressure, but if you would like to drop in the chat even part of that message, it might inspire somebody else here, then I encourage you to just drop it in the chat and let us know what your reminder is going to be, because we can always help each other out with our reminders. I know I often use the one as, you are exactly where you're meant to be. That's the one I like to go to when I'm getting ahead of myself. I love that one, Erin. That's a gem of all gems. There is a way through every block. That's Erin's. For those on the replay. So just give it about 1 more minute and then I'll have some closing words and let you get on with your beautiful Sunday. Oh, that's a good one, Cheryl. You can take one mindful breath. I love that. Always good to take the deep breaths before you react, if you can remember. Not always easy to remember in the moment, but maybe since you set the intention today, it will be easier. You will get through this and you can handle this. That's from Sammy. I love that one. That's really good. Really, really good. I love it. All right, my beautiful friends. I just want to send you into the rest of tonight and the rest of the week just feeling very blessed. And I want you to remember that Mercury retrograde is over. So a lot of things should start moving. The communication should become a little more clear. There should feel like a little bit more of a lightness this week. And I hope that we can all tap into that. And I just want to thank you for showing up for yourself, whether whether all you beautiful people here now or you're on the replay. It's very important to take time to work on your consciousness, to connect with your soul, even if it's just mini moments of inhale, set, exhale, numb, or playing a mantra throughout the day or while you sleep. Finding these ways that work for you to connect to your spirit is so essential in the time that we're living in. The planet is very pressurized and there's a lot of reasons to be stressed out. But if you can take those micro moments or whatever your practice looks like to tune back into yourself and your soul, you're going to be so much better off. And doing that isn't only good for you, it's so good for the planet, because it's not what we say or do necessarily that elevates the vibration of the planet. It's the energy what we put out. That's where it all starts. And so thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up for your planet. And let's close out, palms at the heart. We'll end with 3 set noms. Take a deep inhale. Oh, Alvin, where there's a will, there's a way. I love that one. So good. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Satnam. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here. I'm very grateful. I'll send you the replay as well. So if you want to re-listen to this, it's always yours. Have a great night, my friends.